The IMF and Egypt agree on an economic reform program, and Meta shares soar in after-hours trade. You're watching the Daily Brief with Forbes. I'm Ramya Faraj. The IMF says it's agreed with Egypt on an economic reform program to augment its $3 billion loan. The IMF stopped loan disbursements last year after Egypt failed to float the Egyptian pound and instead fixed it against the dollar. Last night, Egypt raised its key rates by 200 basis points. Meanwhile, the IMF sees a greater risk to the global economy if central banks start cutting interest rates too soon than if they move slightly too late. The U.S. Fed, the ECB, and others held rates high at their recent meetings. The IMF says the risk of premature easing is highest. Saudi has launched a new PIF company to transform it into a global hub for technology manufacturing. Alat will serve local and international markets by manufacturing over 30 categories of products. These include robotic systems, communication systems, advanced computers, and heavy machinery used in construction, building, and mining. Oil prices rose this morning following OPEC Plus's decision to keep its oil output policy unchanged. Still, both benchmarks are headed for weekly losses amid unsubstantiated reports of a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. Brent crude futures climbed to $79 a barrel this morning, while West Texas rose to $74. Despite geopolitical and economic headwinds, GCC banks should maintain their well-capitalized, profitable and liquid status this year, according to S&P Global. S&P says the UAE and Saudi banking systems will lead the region and both will enjoy positive non-oil growth. It expects interest rates to drop 1% by year-end. Meta beat expectations overnight with Q4 profit of $14 billion as revenue climbed to $40.1 billion in the quarter. It also issued its first ever dividend of 50 cents per share and announced an additional $50 billion in stock repurchases. Shares jumped 14% in after-hours trade. Amazon's Q4 sales rose to $170 billion after a record-beating holiday season. More than 1 billion items were purchased worldwide during its Black Friday and Cyber Monday holiday shopping events. Amazon's shares have risen by 50% over the past 12 months. Tim Cook promised Apple has AI news in store as shares slumped 3% after hours despite Q4 sales growth. Apple logged $119.6 billion in Q4 sales, fueled by iPhone sales in the holiday season, up 2% from the year-ago period. Q4 profits reached $33.9 billion. Meanwhile, Apple's $3,500 Vision Pro headset will be released in the U.S. tomorrow after more than a decade of development. It lets users access entertainment, work, and task-based apps that wearers can interact with while still being able to see the physical space around them if they choose. I'm Ramya Faraj. This is the Daily Brief. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.